What's up everybody? So today we're talking about how much my data usage increased when I switched to YouTube TV. Let's get to it. What's up everybody and welcome to TopShelf Media. If you're new to the channel, I'm Mike, and so today we're taking a look at how much my home internet data usage increased when I switched to YouTube TV and started streaming all the time. I've had a few people ask me this question, so I'm hoping to break down the numbers and give you guys a good idea of where I'm at now. So as far as TV consumption goes, I would say my wife and I are fairly average on that front. I definitely watch more TV than she does. You know, when I'm home alone, the TV's usually on. When she's home alone, she's usually listening to music. Now, I also want to point out too that during this time that we're looking at, I also had knee surgery. So I was home all day, every day for about 3 weeks. So there was a lot of data used then. That'll definitely be indicated on one of the graphs that I show you. You'll definitely see where that spike was. It also led to probably the highest amount of data that I used in one. It is the highest amount of data actually that I used in one day. All right, so let's dive into the data here, and I want to make sure I'm giving you guys accurate information. So I got a cheat sheet here, but let's dive into the chart that I made. And this chart shows the last 6 months of my data usage. So if we look at July, August, September are approximates. My internet service provider only keeps records for the previous 3 months. Luckily, I was able to look at screenshots that I took on my phone of previous months and kind of figure out where I was, but I don't have exact numbers on this. So looking at July, we're looking at about 100 gigs used there. August was about 200, and then September is when I got YouTube TV, end of September. So we had to jump a little bit there to 350 gigs. October is where it really jumped, and that is where I had my knee surgery. As you can see, it'll start to go down, but in the month of October, I used 638 gigs of data, which is a lot. I mean, it's nowhere near my data cap. My data cap is 2,000 gigs a month. So I'm nowhere near that. If you're looking at, I mean, just from July to October is a huge jump there. But as you can see, that then does drop back down. So it drops down to November. It was 488 gigs, and then it worked its way back up a little bit in December to 563, which makes sense. My wife was student teaching, and so when her classes got done with, she was home with our son, and then it was Christmas break, so she wasn't substitute teaching yet. So I do believe that that's why we had a jump in December as well. So I'm thinking we're going to be within the upper 400 to lower 500 range as far as our monthly internet usage goes. Now, I knew that there was going to be an increase when I switched to YouTube TV. When you go from having cable, watching TV on cable, to now streaming everything, you're obviously going to be using a lot more data. But I thought it was going to be a lot more than what it is. Let's give a benefit of the doubt and say that before I started streaming, I was using 200 gigabytes of data per month. And now I'm using, like I said, let's say 500. So it's only a 300 gigabyte jump from going from cable to going to streaming TV all the time. Now that we've talked numbers, I do also want to point out that I did contact my internet service provider when trying to get the numbers together for this video. And the guy I talked to on the phone also told me that on November 16th, I used 74 gigs of data in one day. Now that would have been in that window when I was home all the time, but that is a lot of data to use one day. If you think about it, if you do the math, I mean, my numbers would be way off that I've given you if that was the case. So I don't know if he misspoke, if he didn't mean gigabytes, he meant megabytes. I'm not 100% sure on where he meant, but that was the information I was given, so I wanted to pass that along to you. Alright, so I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you want to see any of my other videos, you can click the links are up there. Go ahead and check those out. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.